All right, so today we're doing a patterns workshop for the design club for the holiday bazaar. We're going to be teaching them how to use some basic tools in Adobe Illustrator, showing them how to create a pattern from a simple illustration, and then printing some of these onto large format paper. So let's do this first. Let's go ahead. I'm going to minimize this. We're going to go to Google. And we're just going to find some real simple, and I don't want you to key in exactly what I key in and pick the exact same image, okay? Somebody give me a Christmas item.
Tree.
Tree? What did you say, Caitlin?
Ducks.
Ducks. Christmas tree.
Reindeer.
All right, reindeer, you're getting into some serious illustration. Let me type in vector. Hold on a minute. Let me find where I need to go. So right now I've got Christmas tree vector. I'm going to push return. And I'm going to pick one that's not so simple that it's too easy. I want to pick one that's a little bit more complex, maybe this one. And it's not that complex, but there's lots of different variations. So if everybody can find this little Christmas tree, let me know. It's called Christmas tree vector. And then we click on the thumbnail and we find this little Christmas tree over here. And I'm going to be using all the tools to demonstrate how to do this. Anybody got it? You're still not be able to get in, Odalis? Man, oh well.
Well, I got into the now. I need to look up for the.
Okay.
Yes, I got it. I'm all memorizing.
Okay. So what we're going to do is, everybody got the tree?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to click and hold on the tree and drag it to the desktop and drop it off. So now you should see your little tree right here on the desktop. And we can close Google. We're going to go back to our Adobe Illustrator file, and there's a little icon at the bottom. We'll bring you back. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the top of the screen and where it says File. We're going to place. You're going to go to the desktop. Your places are on the left. And you're going to find that Christmas tree. It should be at the very top if you've got a lot of stuff, which you probably don't. And we're going to click place. And just drop it.
You have to place linked or
hello. Don't, unlinked's fine. Yeah, it's fine. This is just for a demo.
Oh, okay.
Everybody good with this?
Yes.
Alta? All right. And if any of you advanced ones can help the ones that aren't advanced over there, DeQuasia, Karina, Philip. Yeah, man. No, you gotta draw this. Yeah, we don't want to steal somebody else's stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. All right, so we're going to lock this illustration because we just want to use it as a reference. So Command 2 is a quick fix for lock. Command 2, you got to make sure it's selected. Then Command 2, and now it's locked, right? You can also lock it in the layers panel, but this is just a quick. You doing all right, Elsa? I want to make sure you got to like lift the top. And so you drive it. Yours are a little bit for locking it, it's a outer lock. Yeah, Command 2 will lock your illustration. And it should lock. Command 2. Unlock is Command Option 2.
To lock it, Command 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how I learn. I help other people, and then I learn myself. I've never done this, so that's why when I help other people, I have to learn.
So we're just waiting on, I think, Alta to get caught up here. Angie, you good? Are you just working on who is following me today? You don't have to. I'm just asking. Okay. All right. You good, Alta? All right. I don't want you to get any one step behind can completely throw you off, especially, or anybody off if they get one step behind. So it's just going to be a little bit of a slow process to start with, okay? So we locked our image, so it won't bother us in the future when we're trying to draw on top of it. So if you haven't locked it, it's Command 2. Make sure your image is highlighted in Command 2, and that's going to lock it. I'm going to get my zoom tool, or Z for zoom. And which tree do you want me to draw?
The traditional one.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. I've got my zoom tool. I'm just gonna draw a little box, or kind of pull that tree to where I can see it. As you can see, it's all pixelated, right? This is not a vector, this is a raster image. So the reason we use an Illustrator is to create a beautiful, clean vector tree that we could blow up to 1,000 foot tall and it would still look beautiful. And don't forget your hand tool to reposition if you want to. The space bar. So
okay.
Zoom
All right,
and move
there we go.
around.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this looks like a pretty basic little tree. So I'm probably going to use, there's so many different tools I could use on this. I could use a pen tool. I could use a pencil tool. I'm going to use some circle tools. I'm going to draw in side mode. I'm going to use a rectangle. I'm going to use a star. So let's take a look at this here. Why can't I zoom in? This is not good. I could zoom in yesterday. It used to let me zoom in. Oh well.
You went to stroke and then what was the mistake?
All right, so let's take a look at this toolbar. Can y'all see this? Let me get it a little bit bigger here. I'm going to make this work. That's what graphic designers do. They improvise and they make it work. Give me my screenshot. There we go.
There we go.
All right, so this is the toolbar you're going to be seeing on the side of your document. This is where you're going to hit most of those tools. This tool right here is called your selection tool. This is the main tool to pick up anything on your document. If you draw a shape or a square or anything like that. Direct selection tool is a little bit more specific. Illustrator is made up of points, anchors, paths, and handles. So let's just do a little drawing here real quick, blank. So anything you draw in Adobe Illustrator, let's say we draw a square. It has what they call anchor points, and they're on every single connection. These are anchor points. This right here is a path. These are paths. And sometimes when you click on an anchor point with the direct selection tool, you can move the anchor point, and I'll demonstrate that in a second. But the direct selection tool allows you to move individual anchor points. So you might use it, you might not, depending on how complex you get. And I'll do a little demo on that too once we jump into the tools. The next one down right here is called the pen tool. This is the pen tool. You can draw straight lines, you can draw pointy lines, you can draw curved lines. This is one that is very hard to master. So if you do use it today, just keep it straight, keep straight lines. The curvature tool is useless to me. I don't like it. I'm not even going there. We've got the, you like it? Yeah, I use the pencil. I use a pencil.
I don't like this.
Don't use the pencil.
We've got, yeah. We've got shapes. I'll show you the shapes. We've got circles, triangles, hexagons, pentagons, all kinds of different shapes and lines. The magic wand tool is here. Some of these tools we won't even get into today. We have a brush tool. Stay away from a brush. If you want to use a blob brush, that's cool, but don't use a brush. It takes up too much memory. We have the rotate tool. We have the text tool if you want to put some text on your document. The shaper tool is super cool. I'm going to share that with you. There's so many tools. The shape builder tool we're going to go over today, and the width tool. And there's a lot of more advanced ones in there, but we're going to stick to basics today. So let's start out with this little tree. How could I start building this tree? What shape could I use? Triangle, right? The easiest way to start something is to use basic shapes. So I'm going to go into my shape tool right here. You see the little square there, and there's a little triangle right in the corner. If you see that little triangle on any of your tools and you hold it, it will show you other options that are underneath that tool. So I want a triangle, but I don't see a triangle. The reason is I have to use the polygon tool. So highlight the polygon tool and let go and click one time on your document. This pops up, the polygon panel. It asks you how many sides do you want on this shape. I want 3. And I click OK. Now I've got a beautiful triangle. Is it not working for you?
This little thing right here.
Because it's
Oh wow, there's a time. Let's selection tool. We're gonna grab it real quick. Let's try it again. I want to see you try it again.
So then you can go over here.
Yep, hold on. Hold it down and get to the triangle. Or the polygon. Click one time. There you go. Now click OK. I don't know why it's so tiny. Let me
Okay,
change
it's
your.
not just me.
Your document.
Like, what did I do?
Oh, you're in points. So your document is in points.
Okay.
So what we want to do is we want to make sure it's inches. So 17 inches by 11.
Because I thought I did it.
Yeah,
Maybe I did it wrong. I was sitting here thinking I was gonna.
Strange.
Technology just doesn't like me.
Maybe bump this up to where it's like, put 2 inches on there. 2 with the quotation marks. There you go. That's better.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was just the default setting was really, really tiny on yours. Good, Alta? All right, so we're gonna resize this triangle real quick, and then I'm gonna share how to bend the paths, the connecting paths. So regular selection tool is the very top left. That's where we wanna use on our toolbar. We're gonna grab that triangle, we're gonna pull it down to the bottom of the tree. And we can pull on any of these bounding box little dots on the corners. I don't know what they call those, but you can resize it to whatever tall, thin, whatever you want. So I just want to resize it. And if you want to hold shift, it will keep it perfectly straight, perfectly proportioned. So we want it basically about the width of the tree at the bottom. Now mine is full of white and it's got a black stroke. So does anybody know what a stroke is? Outline, right? I want to keep the stroke, but I don't want the fill because it's hiding what's behind and it's making me, I can't see what I need to do. So how I can fix that is I can go into my fill area right here in the bottom of my toolbar right here and click on the fill that's white. And I can tell it none. There's a little red or white box with a red line on the toolbar. Cancel that out, Caitlin, and I'll show you where that is. Just put cancel on that. If you look on your toolbar, you'll see you want to click on the fill and then the little white. Yeah, you can do it in there too.
Click you have the stroke already. You can change the color of the stroke.
All right, that's a good point. Let's all do something real quick so we're all on the same toolbar system. Let's go to Window, Workspace, Printing and Proofing, because y'all might have different things. So we're going to go to Window.
Printing and proofing?
Yeah, Workspace,
Printing.
Printing and Proofing.
Thank you. I'm like,
Window, workspace, and print and proofing.
So now we're all on the same page. I have been using Adobe Illustrator for close to 30 years, and I like my tools at the top. But they do have a tool called the Properties panel, which mine isn't up because it's so used to me, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and open it. That new beginners of Adobe Illustrator are trained to use the Properties panel. So I'll use the Properties panel for now. And I'll open up different things when we get ready for them. So you all should have a triangle with no fill and a black stroke, correct? All right, let's make that stroke a different color by going into the toolbar again, or no, let's do this. Let's go into the stroke right here on the side. Click on the word stroke. No, it's not gonna change. You gotta click on the color, I'm sorry. Click on the black stroke and let's make it red.
Red?
Yeah. Might be a little bit easier to see. You want us to wait for you, Odalis?
No.
You sure?
Keep on going. I'll catch you.
All right, you good, Alta? All right. So I'm just gonna pull this to the side so you can see what I'm doing. What I wanna do next is I wanna take the corners or the edges, the paths of this triangle, and I wanna bend them in. And I wanna pull this one down so it's rounded, okay? So what we do there is we're gonna go to the pen and we're gonna hold down that tiny triangle and grab what they call an anchor point tool. Can y'all see that? So make sure that your selection, your triangle is selected, and then you can actually use this anchor point tool to pull the sides in,
Oh, that is neat.
to bend your sides. It's so much easier than using the pen tool. So there's basically our first circle, right? Or not our circle, our first piece of the tree. And what we're gonna do from here is I'm gonna probably pull the bottom, this top anchor point. So we all should have this. Everybody good on the curves? All right, on the bottom curve, Caitlin, pull it down so it rounds at the bottom. There you go. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to click away so nothing is selected. And now we're going to get our direct selection tool, which is the one next to the selection tool.
So how do you, I mean, I'm clicking over here, but it's not letting me, like, get off of this.
You have to click.
Oh, yeah, you were on a different tool. That's good. Pull it out here a little bit. There you go. Now click away. So when I say deselect, that means click away. So deselect means just unselect everything. So we've got our little triangle. What I want to do now is some of you have a single toolbar, some have a double. If you want a double, all you got to do is click on this little arrow right here. I like a double because it's shorter. So if you want to do that.
Oh, no, that's true.
Too much? All right.
No, the 3 dots. I'm trying to figure out what.
How do I make a triangle again?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, fall down.
One, two,
Click one time.
To make the
and
corners.
3, 5.
Yeah, I hit the 3 dots down there.
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch there, yeah. And everybody's toolbar is going to be different because we all use different tools. So let's let Odalis catch up for just a second. Yeah, we're copying the bottom of the tree. There you go. All right, so now everybody deselect the triangle. Get your regular selection tool and click away so nothing is selected. We're going to get our direct selection tool now, which is the one next to or under the selection tool. And this little thing pops up, and this is the one I was telling you about earlier that you can adjust the individual anchor points. So click on that, and we're going to go and kind of go over that top part until you see that little point pop up. You see that little square popping up? We want to pull it down, so we're just going to pull it down. Now you should have handles, right? If you pull on these handles, I'm trying to get it pointy like the original. I'm pulling down on these handles to make it look more like that. And this can be complicated. You're doing pretty good. Click back on the top one. Okay. See this handle? Pull it down a little bit. This one? Yep. Keep going. Because I want it to be pointy.
Yeah.
So it wasn't before.
Is that like,
Yeah, that's better.
thank you. I like these ones. I feel like we need to do these more.
It's okay. So, all right, let's, I can't stand laptops. I always play the mouse.
I love my mouse. I love my mouse.
So I clicked on here. So what we're wanting to do, it looks like your triangle has more anchor points than it needs for some reason. I don't know why. So what I might do is, I would redo the triangle. You made it with polygon tool, right? Yes. Oh no, it's got more anchor points.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is your, I was gonna say, because you know a lot about that design.
So draw another triangle, Tirza. Draw another triangle and you've got too many anchor points for some reason. It's just making it difficult for you. What do you think we're gonna do next with this triangle?
What are you trying? Oh, you're trying to do the.
Yeah, we
Okay, the
could
leaves?
just copy and paste, right? Just
Uh-huh.
build, maybe? We see how, it's not gonna be perfect, but we can try. So I'm gonna take my triangle, we can make it green. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my eyedropper, which is I, the letter I. Or you can find it on the toolbar. It looks like a little eyedropper. And you can click anywhere in any of these colors and click, and it's gonna fill that color with it. Cancel that, Caitlin?
Yes.
Is that better? That's better, yeah. So now we want to pull that handle, pull it down, just give it a bit of a point. We want it kind of going like that. That's better. And then the same with that one.
Okay.
So just push the letter I.
Where's the eye?
I.
Where's the over there?
No, right. That puts, see the eyedropper?
Oh.
Now, if it in any of the colors, it turns it into.
Oh, that is cool. Oh my.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So eyedropper tool will copy text, it'll copy colors, it'll copy gradients, all kinds of cool stuff.
Any color?
Whatever color, I just did the eyedropper and got the green from the tree. So what I'm gonna do now is I've got this little piece, and it's not gonna look exactly the same. I'm gonna do this a whole lot easier the next time, but you're learning from it, so this is good. I'm gonna copy and paste. Command C, Command V for Victor. So select your weird looking shape and do a Command C for copy and a Command V for Victor. All right, you've got the wrong tool selected, Caitlin. You've still got the direct selection tool, so it's only picking up that piece.
Is that what?
Yeah, so Command C, Command V for Victor. There you go.
Okay.
There's another way too. In fact, it might be easier for you. Click, hold, Option, drag. That might be even easier. If you click and hold on the first shape, click and hold, don't let go, Option, drag.
Oh, that is awesome. I like that one.
All right,
Which one? Option?
click, hold.
Hold option?
That is
And
nice.
drag, so you- and then you make it. That's it. And you got it.
All right, so this one's way too big. We're gonna shrink it down, but we're gonna hold our Shift key so we don't make it flat, right? We wanna hold our Shift key and it's gonna make that shape perfectly proportioned to the last one.
And then where you,
Any of those anchor points. I'd probably go from the middle if I were you.
the middle,
Yeah, and that way, from the top middle,
right here?
there you go. And just hold that Shift key and kind of make it a little bit smaller. There you go. And make sure you don't let go of the mouse until, let's hold on a minute. Let go of the mouse first and then let go of the Shift key. So if you let go of the Shift key first, it makes it freak out. So let go of the mouse first, then the Shift key. So we're gonna do this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's about 6 of them. So I'm gonna go click, hold, Option, drag one more time. I'm gonna do that, resize it, holding my Shift key, do it again. Resize it, holding my Shift key. My tree's gonna be a little shorter and stubbier than theirs.
You said click it twice and then shift.
No, you just click, hold, Option, drag.
Option. And drag.
Yeah, and you gotta click and hold, there you go.
That's the, thank you.
So, yeah, I think you went into isolation mode. Let me turn that off. Isolation mode will drive you insane.
Yeah, it is.
We're gonna turn it off so you don't ever have to see it again. So when you double click on something, it goes into this strange mode. We're gonna get out of there.
1,
There.
2, 3, 4, 5.
However many you want, however many you want.
And then you say, this will be a control or
No, option. For,
To duplicate,
For duplicate, it's option,
Okay.
option, and drag the.
click hold,
There we go.
option
Thank you.
drag.
And how many did we do these?
I did 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I just resized them with my shift key to look like a tree.
Like, when you drag.
Oh.
The second one, just size down a little bit and, next, and next.
Keep you here for the workshop? Or, thank you.
So what?
I can't skip it. Oh, we're in here. We're in here.
Yeah, mommy.
But it started at
Thank
noon,
you.
so you're
It
pretty
was
late.
like-
That looks good.
Más chiquitito.
El
El
otro,
otro, lo más chiquitito.
¿cómo lo haces?
Así,
Oh, girl, you gotta see.
All right, so we've almost got a tree. So let's do one more thing here before we finish this tree. We're going to grab this whole tree. Is everybody good on different sizes and making it look like a tree?
Yeah.
Mine doesn't look that great.
I feel like mine is so demented. That's. And then you have to hold the shift, right? And then. Thank you.
She's got both of them selected. So our trees look nothing like the original, but that's okay. This is what makes us unique and individual. And once we're done, once Caitlin's caught up there in a minute, we're gonna make this tree one solid object. Then we're gonna decorate it.
Like that? Yeah.
All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our regular selection tool and we're gonna draw an invisible box over all of the tree that we just created so we can have it all as one. So an invisible box over the whole thing. So just draw a box over everything so it's all selected. Are we good? All right, so once we've got it selected, what we want to do is I'm going to share what this tool is called, the Shape Builder tool. It's a magical, beautiful tool. And it is right here on my screen. Shift M is the shortcut key if you've never used this. It looks like two circles with a little arrow pointing. Everybody good? Cancel out of there, Caitlin? I'm not sure what happened there. You got a double click fever.
I'm so used to doing that, that's why.
So you've got it selected, yep. Shape Builder, you're on it, good. So what the Shape Builder tool does is it lets us subtract or add. So if you look, let me grab it right there. See the little plus sign? I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little plus sign. And if I push Option, there's a little minus sign. So I can add or subtract, whichever I want, but I'm going to keep the plus sign for now. The plus sign is going to let me join all of these shapes together to become one solid piece. Just draw right through them all. All the pieces. And then it becomes one shape. And then I'm going to show you a cool trick to draw inside of an object. So now you should have, if you do a Command Y, which is wireframe, Command Y, you're going to see the shape of your tree. This is what you've got behind the scenes
Okay.
right here. Command Y again brings you back to full color.
You said command.
Yep, or Control Y, whatever you're on. So we've got this solid tree. Let's go ahead and flip the color. So I'm going to go over here to my tool bar, and there's a little arrow that looks like Flippy. I'm going to click on Flippy. Make sure your tree is selected and flip the color.
And you just,
Oh, you're on the wrong tool. It's okay. Go ahead and get your selection tool back, Caitlin. All the way to the top. There you go. The one on the left. Yeah.
okay.
That's going to be the key you're always going to. Now you're going to go to the bottom of your swatches. I'm sorry, your toolbar,
Okay.
and click on that little flippy arrow right above the colors. And it should flip the color to where it's green around the edges. Is that what it is? Okay, no. Click on that. Yeah. And click on the green one. There we go. That's what I want. All right, you good, Alta? All right. So have y'all ever used draw inside mode? You haven't? So we're going to do these little lines here. So we've got our subject selected, and at the very bottom, I wish I could go bigger here. Maybe I can. Hold on a minute. Go big or go home. All right. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, at the very bottom, oops, you're going to see these little tools here. These are your drawing modes. There's a draw inside, there's a draw normal, and there's a draw behind, I think. We want to do the draw inside. So if we go to our little draw inside here and kind of roll over, it'll say draw inside.
So
Is that same thing?
I don't know if this is not.
Yeah.
Do you have to click
I
the?
It says Shift D to switch modes.
Oh.
Got it? So you should see this kind of weird dotted line around your object. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take a pencil. So if you hold down on the brush tool, or you could even use a paintbrush at this point if you want. I'm going to use a paintbrush. And I'm going to change the stroke color. I'm clicking on the stroke over here in the toolbar, and I'm going to double click. And I'm going to make it red. I got to tell it I want to make it red by clicking inside the big square to tell it that I want it red. You're almost there. Now, there you go. You got a nice red? And you can move this around. You can do it whatever you want.
there.
And now click OK. And you can see in the tool panel that it's going to be red when I paint. Okay? So what draw inside mode lets me do is I can draw right over the top, and it only goes inside, right?
That's cool.
Now my paintbrush is really thick, so I could probably adjust that at some point if I wanted to. I just wanted to share what a paintbrush does. But I'm decorating my little tree with some cute little things. I can chill out the stroke if I want to, so it's not so thick.
Oh.
And then you can change the color too, can't you?
Yep. So yeah, let's say I want to change the color.
In the stroke. Arriba, ¿qué dice stroke? Here, stroke. Ahí dice stroke.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't it?
Ahí dice.
And you don't have to worry about being perfect and getting it right on the edges because it's all done for you, right? So if you like the brush tool, now if I don't like what I've done, I can Command Z. Watch what happens. Command Z, 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 Z. I can go back in time with Command Z, or I can go back into the future with Command Shift Z, and that'll take me back into the future. Back to the future.
That was a big movie.
Yes.
And
How do you do that?
What?
I cannot find the drawing slide here.
All right, select. You gotta have it selected first.
Okay.
Now, okay, let's see.
Maybe out here.
No.
No,
That. Let's do the double. Let's click on the arrow.
Arriba, here.
Yes, cancel. There they are. Yeah. That's
You
it.
have to select this first.
It is selected.
It's selected.
Why does she have access?
That's not a mine.
Yeah.
That's strange.
I think this is the one.
Okay, it's saying that it doesn't have a stroke. Let's go break it the way. Yes, now click on the object. Okay, now try it. Maybe you had the star and the tree selected. That was what it was.
Okay.
You can only do one at a time.
And then switch the color to the red, right?
Oh, you like?
Oh, hold on, let me cancel it. And then just show it.
Doing okay, Bill? Yep.
Figure it out.
I didn't know you were following along. Sorry, I would have, how you doing? What are
You
you
can
working
choose
on?
whatever you like.
And then I use pencil now?
And
Oh, love it.
so that one is much smaller. You can
Yes.
choose.
There we go, that's okay. Thank you.
Some what?
That's with pencil.
See, that's
on
on
a mouse brush.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. And you can do that on your tablet and, you know, you don't have to use the Illustrator. Yeah, I got paper right here if you need some.
And she said control what? Or control Z. Con S.
So you ready?
So let's everybody get up for just a minute and walk around and look what everybody's creating with just these basic tools. Stay away from Angie.
They were not prepared, what she said.
What are you doing? Did you just make that?
I did.
Wow. That's freaking awesome.
Right under, I got a hat right. And you can look at it.
I do. One circle. Oh, you talking about this part? I
I had my ice cream. I'm not old.
Alright.
You know, you
You got the idea.
Wait, what you got? Yeah, he's really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I like yours. Is that like the right side of his mouth? Yeah. It's cute. You know, it's yours. Where's your ever watch South Park? It's a good trick.
Have you had
Or
like a
what did you have to do? I put my email and the password in this computer, so I reset it, I saved it.
It was pretty
And
good.
then anything will ring. But for Adobe, if you prefer,
Like I feel bad if I'm not doing like.
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
We're, I'm recording this.
So, but basically, come on, and she's like, what kind of handwriting you want to watch it?
The
That
artwork
was like,
pattern
that's
isn't due till
the only
November
feedback
3rd.
I can get, and I'm like, okay.
So we got a whole week to get it done. And you can get
My daughter was very passionate,
Everything
everything
is
is
very
very
personal, it doesn't have to be.
I'm already
It
graduated.
makes up very.
Really?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, no, that's-
Yeah, her story is like the
No.
completely opposite. And she's like, yeah.
I was
this is what I'm
So yeah, so you'll see, Gabriel's duck. Oh, that is perfect. I love it. All right, so
Oh, that is cute.
I am sorry, I'm very loud.
So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna finish up and then we're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back in and I'm gonna show you just a few more tools and then I'm gonna let y'all work, do whatever you want. I'm gonna trash this tree and I'm gonna show you a whole lot easier way to do it. Should have done that first.
Are you trashing ours?
No, you can keep yours if you want. I'm gonna go to the pencil tool, my very favorite tool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wish I would.
And I'm going to use this reference image with my pencil tool. Now my pencil is green right now. I want to make it a different color. So I just double click on that and maybe I'll make it, I don't know, blue. And now you can see there's my pencil tool, right? So the key to using a pencil tool and using it to where it will be accurate is double click on the pencil tool first to get the settings pulled up. You're going to see these settings right here. If you are a beautiful drawer with a perfect hand, you will put it on accurate. If you want really smooth, almost too smooth lines, you'll put it on smooth, but I like to go right in the middle. So, and I'll show you the difference here. So I'm going to put it on accurate first and click OK. So if I do a wiggly line like an old lady, that's what it's going to look like, right? I'm going to do the same thing again, but I'm going to do it on smooth. Same jerky line again. And look what happened.
Oh.
It automatically smoothed it, but it went too smooth, and that's too much for me. So I like to double click and put it right in the middle. And then I could do a smooth line. I could do a jerky line, and it just smooths it just a little bit. It just makes it look polished, right? Instead of that. So that's how I like to do my pencil, right there in the middle. And I'm going to double click one more time and show you what else to do. Right here, it says keep selected. I'm going to unclick it. And I'm going to go OK. I'm right in the middle. I've got keep selected unchecked. So what that does is if I start drawing, let's say I start drawing this tree, and I have to move my mouse, and I go back to finish it, and let's say I finish the tree and I'm happy with it, right? If I don't have it keep selected right now. So if I select all this and I try to color it, it's not going to work. It's going to be two separate pieces, right? So one piece is one color. This is going to be a problem at some point because my paths are not joined together. So what I want to do when I'm using the pencil is I want to double click on the pencil and I want to put keep selected. Depends on when I'm using it, of course. This is off and on depending on what the circumstance. Keep selected. So now what happens when I go to use it? Let's give it a different color. I can go, let's say I want to draw around this tree. And I'm going to zoom in because I need to see. I don't have a Wacom tablet. All I have is my mouse pad. So I'm just drawing, gently drawing the shape of the tree. Now if I let go, let's change that stroke color so you can see it. If I let go and try to start over, watch what happens when I say keep selected. It stays selected. That's what we want. It's going to keep it selected so I can continue on with my pencil tool. So I'm just drawing around the tree. I'm going to let go at any point because I know it's going to stay selected. I'm using my hand tool to navigate the document so I don't have to go and use different tools. Just keeping my hand on the keyboard, my thumb on the hand tool. So I'm just going around the edges here. And whenever I let go, all I got to do is start where I finished. I can move it around. And it's not perfect, but I'm going to show you how to smooth it out here in a minute too, because it's not perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Sometimes Belle's little spaceship was the cutest little illustration I think I've seen in a while. And it wasn't perfect, but that's why I loved it. So there's my tree. It's all one shape. So now if I color it, it's not going to split in half. It's all one solid shape. To smooth this path, I can select the shape right here. I'm just going to pull it to the side and show so you can see it. If I go to a tool called the Smooth tool, where is it? Let's see. Smooth tool. So it's saying it's right here, but it's showing a blue square over here. So it's right here somewhere. So I'm going to hold down this and get my Smooth tool. And as soon as I click on it, it pulls up this list and it helps me smooth my line, right? It looks like a cotton candy cone or whatever the corn.
Well, I mean, like it's kind of like tripping that you can just like kind of.
Yep. So smoothing, and it also works like, let's go back to jagged. You can also draw over your points to smooth them as well. So you can use this, or you can, and I kind of like that. Oh, it looks like it's just doing that one little bit. Let's try it again. Smooth tool, where'd it go? There it is. One click, and I get this cool smooth tool. So it just cleans up my artwork a little bit, so it looks a little bit more professional. So that's that. All right, let's take a break, and I'm going to go. I'm going to come back in 10 minutes and I want you to ask me some questions as to, I want to know what to teach you. So I might be going way too slow for you. I might, if you want me to speed up, or we'll go through a list of tools and see which ones you're interested in. I'm going to heat my coffee up. There's water in the print lab, courtesy of Gabriel. And donuts, don't forget donuts.
Where?
Yeah, 2 dozen, courtesy of the club.
It's kind of. The workspace? Like not on the side, but up here. How do you make from that? Oh, you're fine. Window. You were here before. Yeah, one window. I always forget how to make it come. It's one of those. It's not extension. Okay, so if you go to Windows. Oh, I got it. It's Control.
Is that what's called?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I know every time you change the workspace, like it changes what's going on there, but
I always forget how to make it come back, so. Yeah.
apparently.
At least I.
Korea, Korea, please agree. I'm terrible in Photoshop, like it'll be like, this is the simplest thing to do. You'll give me the thing, I don't remember where these controls are.
How do you do clicking that in Illustrator?
I use Illustrator so much.
Yeah, it's. Photoshop is so-
I'm going to search my single estimate.
No, wait, no. We're talking about different applications like Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator. Which one do you prefer using?
It's not to be a.
Photoshop.
It twists their eyes, explains it.
Yeah, one
I
day,
prefer Photoshop, but I don't really use it anymore now.
one day, you thought you was gonna download, tutorials on Photoshop. Like,
I'm not that far behind.
I'm not that far behind, but sometimes I need a refresh.
After
I
that,
know.
more stuff.
Photoshop is really good, it does intimidating, so just a little bit, but I've gotten better. At least I like to tell you. Photoshop is a lot less.
Ahora mismo lo que yo estoy viendo, me acuerdo las cosas, es como que meterle las manos,
Like 1 hour, like just working on one little.
después de que nos hayan enseñado
I
a
mean,
limpiar.
cause we should have done that. That was a tough one.
¿Entiendes? Pero no me importa.
And then I was like, oh, I can't do this. So I ended up failing the class.
Yo no sé si le-
So now I'm like, dang, I'm gonna take it again in the future. No distractions. I know, oh, I'm doing something. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No me gusta tanto, porque todavía no.
I want some layers. But, yeah, because my energy doesn't cover, so I did. Oh, yeah, no. You get a discount.
Yeah, it was really hard, but they do kind of say,
That's pretty organized.
they get.
It's automatic. Come out of my account. Even if you're not a student. They don't use, it's half price. No,
Pero me escribieron también. Lo que yo sé que yo quiero trabajar y yo lo como así de manera
They don't know what you're doing. Really? I was thinking that he has his boss is an alumni here, and he said that he recommends this year.
He's an instructor here, and he's.
They were saying like, once you go to the first or like,
Yeah, so like, I had to use my husband's, log into the panel. But your email?
They don't know.
I was looking at just, I don't know how to now you have to like change your password. I'm sure that.
Now all of a sudden it's telling me to change the password.
Oh, this is perfect reason.
I've never been, I just barely.
Even though you can kind of hover over it, it will tell you which ones.
I know, you can work.
But my favorite was
Still I'm just listening to everything I know.
Something good in my brain, right? I heard all these names.
No, real DC, it's the one we were reading earlier.
Oh, yeah, from there. Okay, thank you. I know almost. I didn't.
That's beautiful, Philip.
Yeah, I gotta go quick.
Okay. Thanks for coming. Send it to the Gmail when you get done.
It's definitely.
As a PM.
Definitely a lot.
What's the matter?
I remember I think it was into one, this is me one thing. When I'm trying to clip this texture onto this, I have to make it one shape.
Yes.
That's what I do.
Well, you can copy the whole thing and use the,
So duplicating.
yes. And then shape it. Pathfinder sometimes merge, but a lot of times it doesn't work. I just use the shape.
In my mind, I thought there was an easier way to do it.
It probably is.
I set myself
For
up for
video.
failure.
Probably is. You could. Bye, Karina. Whew. All right, word.
Maybe that's good, actually. I love that. Is it any movies I grew up with? It's an old one. Something like
There you go.
the Barbie.
Are you moving for Barbie?
It's not the Barbie.
Right. I'm trying to show you. These are little things to do.
I just watched it. Like, what would you do? It's just-
Philip, have you seen this new thing in Illustrator where you draw a star? You can do this,
Oh, that's cool.
you can do it right on the shape. Isn't that cool?
That's a lot of this work.
Yeah, it does it for hexagon, or it does it for anything.
Oh, I want to bucket list to do play balls.
And then what is this?
It's a new tool that's in Illustrator for manipulating shapes. Yeah. Oh, those were, you left them in here the other day. Those were from the club.
Okay.
You can play, but if you have, play it.
Oh, there's a lot.
This is not. We can try that or things like that. But you were talking about,
All right, let's do the pen tool next. Let's select all this.
Let's be honest, if you go back to the game, then yeah, you show me that.
Do you want me to pull up
Or like the biggest hyper data.
to add those three people?
After the thing, yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy. I think Roger showed me, I just haven't done it. He did show me though.
I really like this workshop.
Fun, huh?
It is, especially how you can kind of create an image that someone else is going to make it your own as well.
Yep. That way you don't steal other people's stuff. All right.
This is my first time actually doing this design kind of stuff. so
Well, you're doing pretty good.
I appreciate it. But it's cool to have all these workshops too, so people wanna learn, they know how to, do things.
Mm-hmm.
That was just like in between, but but I can see it just how many times they did repeats.
Oh,
how many
also.
times they built the game out.
I'm just gonna let you know the information, and you can kind of do
Do a
whatever you
version
want with it.
before, do a
Um,
concert. I can see
For the
that.
Christmas tree for SGA, I went Wednesday. And I don't know if they're doing it or not. They said that they would send out the information, but the tree says, I guess, I don't know what they're called, the gay club, I'm not trying to be rude. But I think SGA, no, the sage.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't have a big enough tree, and they got denied for financing. So there might be a thing that comes out stating that everyone gets the same size tree, and we get, like, SGA gives us the tree, and we have to then go for and make our own decorations on that tree that we're provided with.
Wow.
So I don't know if they're gonna be doing that or not. Also, there is a food drive for Thanksgiving, and we can have like a little thing where people drop off cans, and then we have to make like sculptures out of those cans, and whoever has the best wins a prize.
Cool.
So I don't know if you wanted to do that, or if we could even do that.
Bring it up at meeting next Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, get with Roger and ask him to put it on the agenda. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going 100% with it yet, so I'll let him know. And then
The Sage Club, I apply for grants for our club.
Yeah, that's what someone had said.
Yeah, you can get a $500 grant
But they
to
were
purchase. Oh, they were denied. Okay, okay.
Well, I don't know why, but.
I haven't even been approved yet. I haven't been denied though, so I don't know if I'm gonna get our grant or not, but
Also, is it possible to switch the donation, or since I was the only one that ran, or once it's kind of set, it's done?
it's set because we're not gonna be donating till the end of spring.
Okay.
And probably by that time, they'll be set. Yeah. But yeah, we'll keep it as it
I don't know if this
is.
is gonna be another thing, but they were asking like if groups could do things for them. And that they may have some students go up there on buses and go and help the people that are suffering from the hurricane, hands-on, and kind of go through their clothes, go through the food, all the money, and help them. And they may get on one of the school buses and go.
Oh, wow.
So,
That would be something that I guess the SJGA will take care of and people will volunteer for, right? Yeah, I would bring it up and let people know where to get the information.
and there, I love like the SGA meetings because I learned so much information, and I love learning information.
Yeah, I stayed home sick 2 days this week. I'm on medication right now, so it's working.
Feel better.
Thank you. Yeah, they got me on steroids, antibiotics, and some kind of cough stuff. No, I have bronchitis. Yeah. But I could not, yeah, it was 2 days of misery, but the medicine is like a miracle. All right, so let's jump back into this, guys. So here are some tools that I was going to go over. We've gone over the smooth tool. Brush and blob. We're going to do the brush and blob. That's a good tool to go over. We've got all kinds of 3D effects that are amazing. I'm going to share some of those with you.
Are we doing these alongside you, or are we just watching?
Yeah, I would do them alongside me. The pencil tool, everybody kind of understand that, where you keep it selected and it doesn't lose its path. And solid shapes are the key in vector imagery. All right, let's do the eraser tool as well. That's a miracle tool. Rotate, that's pretty basic. Alignment, I mean, that's the shape builder. We did that a little bit. The Pathfinder, I don't care for the Pathfinder. I'd rather use the shape builder. The shaper tool, we've got swatches, gradients, eyedropper, brush width. If you think this is going to take too long, let me know. And I can speed it up. Y'all good?
Go ahead.
All right.
You're recording it.
All right. So we're going to start out with the pen tool. Pen tool is right here at the top. P for pen is the shortcut. So the pen tool, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. You can click, it's kind of like dot to dot, right? The reason it looks like this is because I have a fill and no stroke. If I flip that, now I just have a stroke. So maybe making that tree would have been a whole lot easier if I just used the pen tool, right? just to do those little jagged lines. And there's my tree, done. If I needed to adjust the anchor points at any point, I could get my direct selection tool and move any of these anchor points to wherever I wanted them. Yeah. So the pen tool, you can do nice straight lines, but you can also do nice curved lines, and I'll share that with you here in a second. But I'm using the direct selection tool to clean up the anchor points and make it look better than it did before. I'm just moving these individual anchor points to make the tree look finished. And then I could pull this one up right here, and it's not perfect, but it's a tree. Now I'm going to show you what the eraser tool does. This is a pretty cool tool. I want to fill it with color. So I'm clicking on the fill, and I'm just going to go into my swatches panel. If you don't have that open, you can go to Window, Swatches, right here, Window, Swatches, and this swatches panel will open up. And you can pick whatever color you want. So what the eraser tool does is pretty cool. I've got my object selected. The eraser will erase parts of a shape, but it's not very accurate. That was on the test. Everybody got it wrong.
Really?
Yep, pretty much. The Pathfinder, the shape builder, will also remove shapes, pieces of shapes, but much more precisely. You got it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you got 100. That's right. So the eraser tool is it erases pieces of a shape, basically. Right? You can change the size of the eraser with your left and right brackets, so you can have small, cut something completely in half, or you can go really big. Oops, hold on. I'm using the right bracket now. Let's just say I want to erase the whole thing. Done. But that's what the eraser tool does. Rotate, that's pretty simple. Let's just get a regular shape, like a rectangle. And we can just rotate. We don't even need the rotate tool. We can rotate that any way we want, just by grabbing the corner. And you'll see the little rotate icon pop up.
How you hold it?
Huh?
Did you hold it? Did you hold it?
I just, yeah, kind of roll it around.
Okay.
And if you hold shift, it'll go in 45-degree increments. So that's kind of handy if you need precision.
Okay.
So rotate, oops, cancel. Let me get my text tool, T for text, there it is, and just delete what we've done here. Oh, another thing about the pen tool, and this is something that you have to master. If you click and drag on the pen tool, you can actually make shapes, curves. But that is a little bit complicated. I would watch some tutorials on that. So Caitlin, I was just showing them the eraser tool. Looks like an eraser. You can use the left and right brackets to make it smaller or bigger, but you can literally erase a piece of a shape.
That is cool.
Yep, so it just gets rid of it. And then
Like you can make a shape just on
you have individual shapes.
in school.
So next we have the shaper tool. Let's do the shaper tool. Where is that? Is that it? Yeah, the shaper tool. It looks like a circle with the pencils sitting next to it. So with the shaper tool, let's say I need a triangle and I don't want to go shape, polygon, 3 sides. All I got to do is try to draw a triangle and it'll draw it for me. Or a square, or a pentagon or hexagon. Let's say I'm trying to do a hexagon, it's going to do it for me. Let's see what it does with a tree. Nothing. All right, so it's just for basic shapes. So that is the shaper tool. Let's do the shape builder tool. I'm going to get some circles, just a bunch of random circles. And I'm going to give them some different colors. So click, hold, option, drag. Click, hold, option, drag. Just changing the color in the swatches. Click, hold, option, drag. Let go of the mouse first. Click, hold, option, drag. Just do some different colors, maybe some different sizes. Just shrinking down. All these paths are crossing each other. That's the key to the shape builder tool. So I'm going to grab all these shapes, and let's say I want to join all of these together. Do y'all remember using the shape builder a minute ago? When we joined the tree together? Remember
A
that?
little bit, yeah.
So where is it? Where's the shape builder tool?
Shape builder?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. So click on the shape builder. If I wanted to join all these together, all I would have to do is draw right through all these shapes, and I get one shape.
Why turn it to one color?
Huh?
Why did it turn to one color? Oh,
Because I had black,
You drive them all together.
Okay, okay.
because black was in
And
my
that's from the
preset
first- Yeah, that was from the first.
from the first black shape, I guess. Now, if I have orange here, what happens now? I grab everything,
Oh,
shape
it has
builder.
nothing.
It's going to make everything orange.
Ah,
So whatever's here is going to change it. So I'm going to, oops, Command Z. I'm going to grab everything one more time, and I'm going to get the shape builder tool again. And I mentioned if you push the negative sign, you'll see a negative, I'm sorry, the option. You see a negative sign? Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
I can erase a piece. So if I want to get rid of that little bit, or that little bit, or that little
But you
bit,
have to press option, right?
got to hold it down.
Or do you just click it for like the little spaces?
click,
Can you see that? Click it and then it?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can do that, or you can draw through. And if you wanted to join, well, let's go back one time. I still have the option to join these together too. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Option takes away. Alignment tools, those are up here. If you've got, let's say you've got some circles and you're making a snowman and they're a little
I was just
bit,
about to say, you can join them together.
oh yeah, you can join them together, but let's say I want them all on top of each other, right? Grab all the shapes, center,
Oh,
and now they're nicely aligned.
oh, that's nice. Cause then you don't have to try to pick them.
That's right.
Hopefully have the same circle.
And then I could join them if I wanted to, but most snowmen have separate circles, so I probably wouldn't join them. But what I might do is get my shape builder tool and maybe join that one and that one. So now it looks more like a snowman, right?
Awesome.
And once I've used my shape builder, it's shaped like a jigsaw. All right. So we've got swatches here. If you haven't explored the swatches panel,
Which one is the swatches?
it's window swatches. Go to window and then pick swatches from the top, very top, white bar.
And then go where?
Swatches, it's alphabetical. So your swatches panel is open on the side now, Caitlin. Pull it out to where it's movable.
Just grab it and
Drag it.
Yeah,
Just
drag
grab and
Grab the, yeah,
click and drag.
Click and swatch. And swatch.
There we go.
click on the word swatches.
On the
Click and hold,
hold
drag it out.
and drag it out. Here too.
There you go. Some people like to have their tools docked. I don't. I like to have access to them wherever I want them. Sometimes I'm working over here, sometimes I'm over here. So this is your swatches panel. You can look at these swatches. If you drop this little line menu down at the top, there's lots of different options. I like to have my swatches in a large list view sometimes, so I can see what colors they are. But you can also do thumbnails, medium, large, and small, depending on your eyesight, right? So in the swatches panel, if we drop that menu down again and go to the bottom where it says Open Swatch Library, there are all kinds of ready-made color palettes for you. We've got metal. We've got gradients. So let's do gradient brights. And it opens up a whole new panel with gradient colors. Let's make this bigger. So if I want to make this snowman a gradient pink, I can make it a gradient pink or a gradient blue or a gradient yellow, right? It's got a little bit of a gradient, meaning a transfer from different color to color. So there's one option. There are a lot more. You've got art history, impressionist, pop art, Middle Ages, celebration, earth tones, depending on what project you're doing. You might be doing an adventure advertisement for Igloo coolers. You might want an earth tone color palette. Kids stuff. Metallic again. I love metallic. I use metallics a lot. So let's say I want to make this snowman gold, right? Or silver or steel. Of course, this is a radial gradient and this is a radial. This is a linear gradient. So those are the gradients. You can go overboard with gradients, so be careful. A lot of beginners will go crazy with gradients and it's like, ugh. So, okay, let's do eyedropper tool real quick so you don't forget that. So I've got these shapes over here. I'm going to make a couple more over here with no color or whatever color happens to, let's just do red. I'm just going to duplicate a couple of these. And I'm going to click on one of these red squares, get my eyedropper, I for eyedropper, and click in the gray area. Now I've got a gradient. So you can use the eyedropper, and I is a shortcut to get different colors. V is the shortcut for the selection tool. I for the eyedropper. V as in Victor, I as in eyedropper.
I like how you make that bridge for people. Like the different, like eye for eyedropper, like you just make different scenarios.
Yeah, in our low poly assignment, you'll be a master of the eyedropper, Odalis. The V and the I, you're going to be a master when you're done with that. Okay, gradients, eyedropper tool, blob brush, and brush. I'm going to show you the difference between a brush and a blob brush. Brush is, where's the brush? Right here, paintbrush. Can I make it thicker? Yes, I can. Right bracket, nice fat brush, right? Left bracket, a thin brush. The brush is such a beautiful and smooth tool to create with. But the only problem is I see a lot of people do this. They'll have a color or a circle and they'll take a brush tool to color it with because they haven't followed directions. And they think that that's the only way to color something. Oh, let's cancel. Hold on a minute. B for brush. So they'll go in and literally try to color a shape with the brush tool. And I'm going to show you what happens when you do that.
That's the dumb way.
Very dumb, but I just want to show you the difference. So let's say we've colored that circle with our brush tool. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the blob brush tool. So I don't normally use it, so I'm going to probably have to find it. Blob brush tool. It's showing me that it is under the brush. See that little blue square? It's showing me it's over here somewhere. So I'm going to get the blob brush tool right here. And I'm going to do the same shape with the blob brush tool. Now look at the difference when I do the wireframe. Command Y.
Oh, wow.
So when you use the brush tool, you get all these paths. And when you get really, when you use a lot, it'll slow your computer down because you got too much going on. The blob brush did just as nice of a job with one shape, right?
No, you said this is kind of like that memory.
Do what?
Does this thing go like off of like? I have it in my head, but I don't know how to ask it.
Okay, well, when you think about it, let me know.
Okay.
Let me try one more thing with the blob brush. So these are brush strokes right here, right? I'm going to do the blob brush. Same thing, a thin one and a thick one. And you're going to see the difference between a blob brush and a brush again with just straight lines. Command Y. So the blob brush is literally an object, it's a shape, whereas the brush is a path. So I could drop down the stroke on that path. I can change the color. And I can also, I can't drop the stroke on this one though, because it is literally a shape. I can add a stroke, but I don't use the blob brush much and I don't use the brush much. I just wanted to show you that they are available. Some people like them. Oops, I just got rid of my stuff. All right, let's see, what else? And we're almost done. The width tool, an amazing tool. If I have a pencil line, or let's just do a pen. Let's do curvature tool. So the curvature tool will draw curves for you. Pretty cool, huh? Let me flip that so it's just a stroke. So I've got this path here, and it's not that attractive. It's kind of ugly. I'm going to bump up the stroke a little bit. I'm going to open up my swatches panel by going, stroke. I'm going to go to window and stroke. That's the outline of my path. In the stroke panel, there are options. You can have a dashed line. You can have a really beautiful pointy line. You can round the ends of your line. There's other options too, with wide at one end and thin on the other, but there's lots of, and you can also upload lots of different profile options from Google. But what the width tool does, and you may not use it, but it's a cool tool if you really want to get into Illustrator. Let's see if I can find it. It's got a weird symbol. What's it look like? It's kind of there it is, right there. Oh, it's right there on my toolbar, right in front of my eyeballs. The width tool, yeah. If I've got my lines selected and I click on the width tool, I could pull on any of these anchor points and thicken up my path. I don't even need an anchor point to do it. I can do it from anywhere. Cool, huh?
Yes.
So that's the width tool. Then we've got the spiral tool, which is kind of fun. I think DeQuasia used this a while back for her wrapping paper. Where is the spiral tool? I don't use these things, so I don't know where they are all the time. Well, that's not very helpful. It's somewhere in there. I found it. So I drug the tool into my toolbar, and it's got a black stroke. I'm clicking on the go away, the spiral tool. This is super cool. Look at that. We can bump up the stroke. We could change the color. We could change the profile. And now it becomes something almost Christmassy, right?
I like it.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It looks like a mint.
Yeah, it does. So that's the spiral tool. There's a twirl tool. Let's do a twirl. Let's see. These are tools I don't really use, but ooh, there's a warp tool. What's that do? The warp tool warps things. Look at that. That's cool. Now it looks like a Nightmare Before Christmas
I know, right?
candy. Sweet. Pucker and bloat is pretty cool. Let's get a circle. And let's go to Effect, Warp. Nope, that's not where we go. Where do we go? Distort and Transform. Pucker and bloat. So pucker and bloat allows you to put points or spikes. Yep. And then you can also do stuff like that. I don't really use it, but it's handy if you want to draw a flower, I guess. And I'm going to object expand just to get that path to do. Now I'm going to make a little snowman real quick, and I'm going to make it inflate with a 3D effect. You're going to freak out when you see this. All right, so let's just do a real simple little snowman. One circle. Click, hold, option, drag. 2 circles. Make it a little bit bigger. Oops. A little bit. Quit. A little bit bigger. Does the snowman have 3 pieces? Yes, he does. So he's got his big butt, his head, and his middle. Let's make it white with a black stroke so we can see him. And now I'm going to do what I told Caitlin earlier. I'm going to shape build to make it look a little bit more realistic. Shape builder. I want this to join to that to join to that, and then that would be a separate shape. Looks a little bit more like a snowman now, right? Let's put some eyes, a couple little circles. There's one. Let's make it black. Get rid of the stroke. And I'm just going to duplicate the circle because I don't need to draw another one. I'll just duplicate it. And how do I do that? Click, hold, option, drag. So there's his little eyeballs. A carrot, let's do it with a circle as well. Let's grab a circle. I'm going to deselect, and I'm going to get my direct selection tool. And I'm going to grab that anchor point. I'm going to pull it. So now I've got a carrot.
That looks horrifying.
And it's an orange carrot.
Oh. What is that, snowman movie? Huh? The snowman movie that the snowman comes. I think so.
The one where he's like killing people?
He comes to life.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's with him.
I'm just making the teeth out of,
It might be what, I swear, if it's Frosty the Snowman, and I just totally.
That's really
that.
nice.
I love Frosty the
Hold on
Snowman.
one second, it might
I
be.
do too.
So there's his little mouth. I'm gonna need to put this behind the carrot, so I'm gonna go to Object Arrange, Send to Back. Oops, it went behind the white, so I need to make the white go to the back.
That's what happened to
Object Arrange, Send to Back. There we go. So now I need some buttons, right? Some little buttons, maybe a bit bigger than the teeth. Click, hold, option, drag, Command D. Do it again. If I do that, it's gonna be too far, but I mean, I can still do it. There.
Jack Frost, that's what it is.
Jack Frost,
Yeah.
Something ain't right. He looks kind of freaked.
No, it's
Freaked
only
out.
on the
Just
top.
the tree
Just the
top,
top.
that's it.
Just the
Ma-
top.
He's too round.
Yeah, and it's only 3 buttons.
There's none on the top?
Just on the top.
Oh, they are on the top.
Yes, just on
Get it together, Odalis.
the top.
All right.
Okay.
So he needs a hat, right? We need a hat and a scarf. So let's do a hat. I'm just gonna make a hat with an oval and then a rectangle. Let's say maybe a top hat like that. And I'm gonna use the anchor point tool on my square to make it maybe a little bit more realistic. And maybe make this come down a little bit too. And let me just put a stroke and a fill on that so you can see what I've got. I've got 2 basic shapes. I want to center these together. So I'm using the align tool here to center them perfectly. Now, I probably need a top as well, but I'll do that in a minute. I'm going to get my shape builder, which I don't have to do this, but I'm doing it. This will be a shape.
Why you don't have it?
I could put the square on top of the circle if I wanted to. You don't have to separate them.
Ah, okay.
So
okay.
right there is cut, which I really didn't have to do that. So I could have left that just like that. So it also needs a top. So let me get a ellipse tool and just kind of make a top. And I'm just going to bump it up a little bit. Arrow up key. I'm going to make his hat black, flip, no stroke, and I'm going to make the bottom green. Maybe a lime green with no stroke. And the top could be maybe lime green again. Or red.
Or black.
Let's try that for now. And I'm just going to group this. Command G for group.
Okay. That makes sense.
Put his little hat on. Now he's off the artboard, so I'm going to have to move him around. Come on down here, Frosty. I grouped his hat, so I'm just going to rotate a little bit, give him a little bit of character, make him look cool. And now he needs a scarf, right? Doesn't he have anything down here? Sticks. Does he have sticks?
The
He
arms
has a
on
little,
the top.
I think it's a.
The arms.
Like that.
The
Stick
bottom
arms.
has nothing.
Yeah, the bottom.
Maybe the shadow. Dark shadow.
Yeah, it ain't going there. When you see the 3D, oh, you're going to freak out. Oh, look,
Yeah.
he's got a
So he's got
flower.
like a little.
That looks way better than mine.
No, yours looks good.
All right, so I'm going to use a pencil tool. No, I'm going to use a blob brush. Maybe. I want to make no, I'm going to use a pencil tool.
You're not gonna
Yeah, pencil. So he needs a scarf, so I'm just going to kind of go, I don't know, I'm going to start here and just kind of go around his neck, and it's not going to be very thick to start with, but it will be when I'm done. So I'm gonna flip it, give myself a black stroke. So there's the scarf right there, right? But it's kind of thin, right? I can make it as thick as I want.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I could get my width tool and maybe I could thicken it at the bottom. Make it wide like that.
Yeah, right.
So now what I want to do is, it's kind of not perfect, but I could, maybe I could use the intertwine. I'm going to grab everything, object, intertwine, and I want to, how do I do it? It won't do it because it's a path. So currently this is a path right here. This is his necktie. I need to expand appearance. Remember that in the class? So object, expand appearance. Now it becomes a shape. That's what we needed. Now I might be able to use I want to cut it off right here. I can just use the shape builder. Grab the whole thing, shape builder, join these two together. Ooh.
Oh, gosh. Frosty's head wouldn't work.
So let's get the circle again and make it white. There we go. So now his nose needs to be on top. Object, arrange, bring to front. And there's a little bit right there. I don't know what that's about. I'm really, really anal when it comes to details. That needs to go away. Oops, I just got rid of his head again.
Oh, hello, Nose.
All right, I'm going to hide what's in my way and get to what I need to get rid of.
And then you can get that back, right? Okay.
Command 3 and then Command Option 3 is hide and unhide. So I want to soften up the bottom of his thing a bit. How could I do that to make it maybe wavy? I'm going to use an eraser. Eraser. So I'm going to make it small. And I just want to soften this just to make it look a little bit more flowy. Nah. The strings probably won't 3D good enough. So I've got a couple. I always check my work before I'm finished because I see a little piece. Do you see that little piece right there? I want to get rid of that. So in wireframe, I can grab just that and delete it. Because if I don't, the 3D is going to freak out. All right, let's see what we got here. Command Y. So we basically got, let's make sure he's got a white fill. He does. So here's my snowman. Now I'm going to make him inflate like a balloon. So I'm going to go to Effect, 3D and Materials, Inflate.
You're getting me interested in a different major.
Uh-oh. It's doing it. It's taking it. Hold on a minute. Window, 3D Material. I don't know. Oh, it's going. It's thinking.
I like his pin top.
Okay, so this is my 3D and Materials. This is an amazing. In Illustration 2, we get into the 3D and Materials. It's crazy what you can do with this. Inflate.
Oh, what?
That
was wow.
Isn't that cool?
That almost looks like real. Like,
Yeah.
Put out a piece of paper.
I want to learn to do that.
Oh, that is cool.
So it didn't cut out these little circles for some reason, but it did cut out these. So that makes me wonder what happened. So maybe they need to be on top, possibly. Object, arrange, bring to front. But I want to show you what it does with, let's try a different color, maybe a soft pink. And let's make this pink. Well, let's make the whole thing pink. I just like pink. Eyedropper pink, everything pink. Let's grab the whole thing one more time and do Window, 3D and Materials. Oh, it's right here. Inflate.
Oh, that is neat.
Isn't that cool?
Is it like a new color?
So the black doesn't do it because you can't see the lights and the darks, right? It's
It's almost like giving a new color. Or is it the same color?
Is it what?
Is it a different color or is it the same color? Because it
It's-
looks like it changed.
There's radiant.
It's a little bit different.
Okay.
Let's do a purple, or let's do a,
If it's gradient, it'll take it to, if it's gradient.
I'm not sure, we'll try it. Let's do this one more time. Window 3D materials. Oops. You can also extrude,
Oh, gosh, okay.
revolve.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, who said that? That's what
It looks like, ¿cómo se llama? Resina.
Oh, resin.
Revolve doesn't want to work, does it?
If I said that.
No? Okay, let's do inflate. Or maybe it won't do it because I've already done two. Okay, let's try revolve.
I think I did. Oh, my gosh. No.
It's It's an abstract snowman.
It's Olaf.
Oh, that was, that revolve? Was it that, the other one that you gave, that you could do?
Inflate. Oh, I did revolve.
Maybe that's what happened.
Revolve is cool. You can make donuts with stripes in them. Oh, it's super cool.
Maybe that's what happened, that's why it was
Yeah.
like melted.
So you can actually,
Like Olaf.
there should be more settings in here, but it's not giving them to me. But anyway, oh, materials. You can make it, you can add materials to change what it is.
Ooh.
Strawberry snowman.
Strawberry white.
You can also add graphics, like if I wanted to add a pattern or a flower or
No, do you have to select the whole thing for it to work, or?
whichever pieces you want.
Okay.
But, you know,
Ooh.
then you can adjust.
Took the black and put the flowers into the black spot.
Well, you
see
see
that?
that?
Do you see that?
Yeah.
It did in the eyes and the teeth and the butt.
So I'm going to try one more thing and then I'm going to show you a new tool. Let's trash this strawberries. What a freaked out Santa. You said gradients?
Yes.
They just crossed the line.
Let's see if it does anything different. Object inflate. Oh, it did, yeah. I might take the stroke off because I don't know, I don't like strokes unless they're necessary. All right, cool. So one more thing and then we're gonna get into the pattern making process. So if you've got something you want to create a pattern with, that's awesome. What was I about to do? I forgot. I guess it wasn't that important. So I'm gonna go find my other snow guy. Are y'all ready to do the pattern thing?
Miss Smith,
Yes,
can you use my pattern from last year?
of course. That's got to be approved by Bell though.
Yes.
Okay.
Right on it to do. Someone will pay you.
All right, so if you want to do a pattern out of something you've created, we need a new document that's 6 inches by 6 inches.
I used to cut my hair very short.
So file new. 6 inches, make sure it's inches and not points, by 6 inches. And if you're doing multiple patterns, I would probably do them all in the same document. We're just doing one today. CMYK. Well, 6 by 6 is square. Mine keeps changing every time I try. There we go, 6 by 6. So we got a 6 inch by 6 inch document, and this is what you'll be doing your little critter in, or whatever you're making. This is what you're going to be sending me your file from, is the 6 by 6 document. So I've got a duck that I just copied and pasted from a previous little. So this is just a little duck I created a few weeks ago to do a demonstration. And maybe I want to make a couple of other ones, maybe smaller, and I'm going to rotate them around a little bit. Maybe make some duplicates of the little duck. Whatever's in this square is going to be the pattern. basically. So I can add whatever I want to this little square. We're not going to get too complicated with overlapping edges and all that stuff right now. So if I wanted to add some cool circles in the background or something, but I don't want a solid color in the background. Just keep it white. I can add the color later. Let's say I want some black circles in the background. Keeping them all within the frame, not going over the edges at all, because that's going to mess everything up.
Not at the edges.
Not over the edges. So keep them within the frame. Just creating some, just a little bit of interest to the pattern, so it's not just a duck. So now I'm happy. This is what I've got ready. This is what you're going to be turning in to me when you send it to the Gmail, the FTCC Design Club Gmail. You're going to be sending me a 6x6 PNG. That's all I want. But today I'm going to show you how to make this 6x6 into a pattern. So let me know when you're ready. All right, I'm just going to clean up some of this stuff because I can't stand clutter. You should see my house. It's crazy. It's very cluttered. So I'm happy with this. Go ahead and save it. I'm going to save it as duck pattern just for now. Of course, this needs to be, the subject line for your pattern needs to be specific, like Belle said, or it won't be picked up. There's too many emails coming through. So make sure you save it to the right thing. If anybody wants a printout of that Word document, when we're done, just let me know. I can print this out for you. All right, so I'm going to grab everything I've got. This is everything on my 6x6 square. I'm going to go to Object, Pattern, and Make.
Oh, gosh. Qué bello.
And so now we're at a spot where you've got this huge pattern, right? In the middle is where your pattern is. You can choose some different things. You can name it. Let's put duck. And this is going to go in my swatches panel in a minute once I'm done. So I can do grid, or I can do hex by column. I can do brick by row. So it staggers the pattern, so it's not perfectly aligned. There's a few different options, and this is just the basic pattern options. We're not going into advanced, like I said. These are all too close now, so I want to make them farther apart. So I'm going to highlight this color or this number, and I'm going to use my arrow keys up and my arrow key up to separate them.
Okay, now that's a lot less.
And I don't like the hexagon look, so I think I'm going to drop it back down a little bit. Just going into these height and width and using my arrows. So that's kind of cute. While I'm in here, I can always change any of these aspects, right? So if I want to change this black to green, it changes in everything. If I want to change this one to pink, it's going to change in everything.
I like that.
While I'm in the pattern, right? So it just went from kind of dark to kid friendly, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But
It matters.
this is the only part that's editable in this square right here, because this is the actual pattern. So let's do, I don't know, another pink one? No, let's do an orange. So let's say I'm happy. There's my pattern. I'm going to click on Done, which is up here at the top. And you'll see in my pattern, or my swatches, the patterns right here. So I'm just going to move that. I'm going to move that to the side because I don't want it on my document. And I'm going to just draw a rectangle. And I'm going to, or a square, and I'm going to fill it with the pattern.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can go as big as you want. So the reason I don't want background is because I can add a background to this.
Is that question?
Mhm.
Does that stay there after you're? Let's just say that you're completely done with this. Does that stay there?
This pattern?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's kind of stays. Oh,
Yeah.
That's nice.
So if I took this document home and opened it, I would have a pattern in my swatches panel.
That's cool. And then you
Yeah.
can use it for other things too.
So what I wanted to show you was what if you want to print a piece of your pattern today, what I want you to do now is I want you to make this artboard 12 by 12. So instead of 6 by 6, we're going to make it 12 by 12. And we're going to go into our artboard tool right here. Click on it. Up here in width and height, we want to make it 12 by 12 inches. Just to make it a little bit bigger than it is. I'm going to adjust. I don't need these ducks anymore. Whoa. I want to make this as big as my artboard. So what we're just going to print out a test sample to see if we like the way it looks. And if it needs to be adjusted in size or spacing, we can tell by the test print what we want to do with it, right? I might want to put a background on this because I really don't like the white. So I'm going to go ahead and do that while I'm in here. Just with another square. Object, arrange, send to back. And let's make it, I don't know, maybe red? Nah, black. Ooh, black's cool. Look at that. Who's calling me? Hello? Hey, sweetie, I'm in a workshop. It's okay. Can I call? Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, I'll call you right back, okay?
Okay, no rush.
All right, love you. So I like it with the black background, although the black's not going to print very well on our printer, which is just the way it is. I'm going to file save as. Duck pattern. That's fine. I'm putting it on my desktop. No, I need a PNG, don't I? Cancel. I'm going to get rid of that background because I can do that in the other room. I need a PNG of this file. So first I'm going to save it as an Illustrator file. Now I'm going to go to File, Export. Export as. So make sure your 12 by 12 is completely full of your pattern. You what? Is this a Mac or a PC?
How do you?
All right, so we got to pull it all the way.
Oh, jeez.
Fill up the 12 by 12.
Okay, how do I delete this one?
Command Option 2, you're going to unlock.
Command option 2. Okay.
This is Command and Option right here. Both
Oh,
at the same
both of
time.
them. The 2?
Yep. Now you can delete it.
There we go.
So now we have to save, right?
Save your Illustrator file. Name it whatever you want to name it. And then what I'm going to do is you're going to save a PNG and you're going to airdrop it to my computer.
So it looks like there's 2 different versions. Like this is still overlapping, you know, I erased it.
What do you mean?
Like, see how like there's, this is, I want just this one, because that one has the trim
All right.
history.
Push tab. All your tools disappeared. Whoa. Let's get this. Whoa, do it again. There you go. Your tools disappeared. So sometimes when you push tab, the tools will disappear.
Okay.
So you don't want that one. Just use that.
There we go. You got it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And then what one was your pencil you said?
It's under the brush. Philip, are you at this point yet?
What?
Are you making a pattern to print?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So are you ready to export? Tirza? Tirza?
Okay,
Tirza.
okay. I put my name and save like,
Save it as an AI file first,
okay.
because you always want to keep your working file.
Okay, got it.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, Export, Export as, I think,
Yes.
and make sure it says Format PNG, and I'm just going to save it to my desktop. Make sure it's transparent when you're given the next screen.
Yeah, it's just.
All right, click OK. And now what you're going to do is you're going to go down here to the Finder or wherever you go to get your airdrop. And I want you to airdrop that PNG to me. And it's 128 instructor.
And ¿dónde está el ejemplo? Espérate. Where is the?
Go here.
On Finder.
Airdrop. All right, hold on. let's do, oh, that's me, drag your PNG right there.
And you say go here?
For the pencil?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold down that and it'll. it should
There we
show
go,
up pencil.
okay.
Got it? Now I've got your file,
Under.
accept. All right, so this is yours, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, that's fine.
all right, I'm gonna put it on the desktop. If anybody else wants to send me an airdrop of their pattern, I've got mine, I've got this one, and we're gonna take, this looks a little low res for some reason, I'm not sure why. But we'll check it out when we print it.
Okay.
So you're gonna airdrop to 128 instructor just to test it out and then we'll be done. I just wanna show you how to put it on a large format.
I gotta fix this part right here.
Okay,
That's
right,
right.
huh?
This one? Yeah, that's.
So you're in that spot, go to object, I think. Pattern,
Yeah, and click the top.
and now you're gonna play around with the.
You wanna erase it?
Yeah, I don't want it there. Like,
Oh.
oh, try to
Click,
click it.
if you click.
I just wanted to
Make sure it's very.
I'm trying to make him.
It is.
Yeah, I got it, just wanna make sure the shape is.
Oh, good.
We can get it out. Good look.
There we go.
It's the wizard hat.
There you go.
The hat on straight out. It looks very wizard.
When you get finished, whenever you're done, just make sure you push done and then make sure it fills that 12 by 12 and airdrop that to me as a PNG. If anybody needs help with PNG. For just the pattern part, don't worry about it, just get it to me for today. That can be done later.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you.
If anybody needs me to walk you through that, just let me know. PNG for now, yeah, that's fine. And I do not want PNGs when we actually submit these. I need the working files. No, I don't. PNG is good. Of the actual snowman, not the pattern.
Wait, now can you airdrop because I don't have iPhone?
You can do it on the
You can do it on
computer.
I don't know how to do that in general because I don't use that.
So what we do is put stuff find window. This tells you all the stuff that we've got. So our desktop, our applications, this is airdrop. And we want to make sure this always says everything. And now you're gonna take your PNG and you're gonna drop it on my name,
Okay.
okay? Have you made your PNG yet?
I don't know. You said you need to do,
File export? In fact, you gotta get rid of that first,
No, it doesn't.
because it'll include it in the PNG if you don't. If you have artwork on the side of your artboards, it will include it in the PNG. So file export, export as, nope, keep going. Make sure it says PNG, put it wherever you want it.
Which one of these is yours?
The only one on there, instructor 128. Make sure it's transparent background, yep. And I think we may have to adjust with the resolution on that, maybe that's because the resolution is so low. Did you find one? I hear something. Yep, accept. All right, so I've got Phillips. Well, it's not doing anything. It won't show me. Okay, accept. Jesus, Philip. How many patterns you got? Accept. There's Gabriel's. Jeez. All right, we've got Gabriel's. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Philip. No cats. Okay, that's a seller.
I made it for like a sticker and I was like, I might as well use this.
So I have this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. That's everything, right? Alta, you're working on it. If you need some help, Philip can help you. Belle, you working on it?
Yeah. So how do I erase this like this little thing? Oh.
You could use the eraser tool. Just gotta make sure it's highlighted first, so get your regular selection tool. That's the very top one that we always click on the path. There you go. Now get your eraser, select eraser, and just gently go in there and erase.
It's hiding
Nice,
it.
huh? And you can zoom in as much as you need. I work really zoomed in. You can help that.
I just have one who says, perfection for my computer.
Yeah. Well, you got time. You got time. You got till
That's where
November.
you can look it up and save.
What are you doing?
So you know, do you do it?
It's on
Yeah,
there.
somebody-
Oh, it's on.
Yes, on the stroke. We don't want a background, sure, we'll add a background.
There we go. Did that just delete
Make
my
sure it's 12 by 12 too.
Oh,
Fill
it
it.
is definitely not.
So when I did that, I guess it deleted this whole side here.
Really?
So how do you go back?
Command Z.
Command Z.
Keep going. All right, so let's see.
Oh, maybe I can.
Lock hands, Command Z.
Command.
All right, let's move this over just a bit. I want to see what it's made of.
Before you
Oh,
save
that's
it,
cool.
It's got a broken half,
the link
so that's why it's
Yeah,
you
okay.
can
freaking
save
out a little bit.
on the background.
So what we're gonna
If you
do,
click on artboard, just do artboard. So
Got a lit.
so when you use the pencil tool, did you have it selected? Okay.
click on it.
All right, I'm gonna drag.
Yeah. Just click on use artboard. And then just.
So when you use it,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
let's make, it is key selected, so that's,
Too loud.
so that just means that if you let go, that it's joined right on the end.
Yeah, I'll try it, yeah. This year, my add-ons.
So now, if you wanna smooth this out.
Yeah, I was gonna come back in and, so I'm not gonna fix this thing, so. Now that I have it this way.
I can use this. Where's the
Because I did,
That's two.
Oh, the flashes.
So the smooth tool, like you've got this kind of jerky bit right here, so you can actually scribble over it. Another option,
Oh, yeah, this is
Yeah,
select it, click on the smooth tool, do something. So it seems like
No,
this.
but if somebody calls me.
Right.
Because
Hold it. No, I know.
It's a two.
It's gonna, okay, so I'm gonna just.
That's all right, you're beginning.
I know, no, I know, but I
Command
wanted to.
zero.
So what would be?
Command zero brings you to full screen. Uh-oh, the number zero.
Okay, so it's not, I mean, so how do I get it connected? Me, I'm in
The lines,
Yes.
so because it's not connected, you can see where it's not connected, right here, right here. What I would do is track that, put this backward along.
You're not my father.
Get your pencil tool again, now that it's still selected,
Okay.
and you might be able to see, just continue on.
It's so hard to do.
It is.
Okay.
Just gotta get right on there. And then just gonna go slow.
Who's
And you let go.
I love saying that to people. He said, "In other words, you got
Belle was talking about doing some really basic. That was probably one of my.
I'm so. And to move it is control.
And that's a PNG you're sending, right?
Control something.
That's all right.
No, to like move it over here.
I'm loving more about this.
All right, I got it. Look, it's coming right there. All right, now I've got Alta's. Who else? Anybody else? Here's Alta's. It's got a cat under the tree. How did you do all these little lights?
Copy paste.
Draw inside?
Well, I did a oval, then I just shaped it to look a little bit more Christmas lighty.
Put a little glow on it?
Well, I just did light inside, dark outside.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Very nice.
And then just copy paste the shape.
All right, so we've got, are you making one, Odalis?
I'm making one.
Okay, who else? Belle?
Not today.
Do you want me to put your little spaceship in a pattern? Let's do that. I love that. Huh?
What button takes you back?
Command Z?
Yeah, I don't like it. I just put paper in there too.
Where is that little?
It took me a whole
Thing.
week just to get the requirements for the poster.
Look, there's Belle.
There, I think it's finally. No, it's your spaceship.
Where is your spaceship? Do you see it? Where did I put it? I thought I had it on my desktop.
You don't like my spaceship?
File, open recent. Where's my spaceship? Is that it? Nope.
Why is it like a racing?
Oh. Man, okay, it's got to be on the server, right? Or on our Gmail. Drive. Do you remember what it was called?
Is it going forward?
Duck Pond, right here? All right. Download.
So why is this?
What?
Whenever I try to go to connect these two, it's not letting me, then it deletes like half of the picture. So like when I go to try to.
Yeah, it's gonna connect the different paths. So Command Z, you wanna separate them?
No, I just want it like this. So where like it's almost like it's placed on top.
All right, so what we wanna do is we don't wanna use the pencil tool because it's joining.
Okay.
What we can use the pencil tool, but not while it's selected. So if you wanted to like cut this little piece like that, now you grab all three pieces. You get the shape over. You can make that a shape.
Okay.
And that a shape. And then
Yeah.
off shape. This one's not connected. It's probably just something not connected.
So how do I? So I just like. How do you zoom in?
Let's see. So what I do to check connections is I'll just pull it apart to see what's going on. And then see what's back. Something is not connected. What is it? Showing that it is. So I don't understand why it's doing that. Let's do this. Oh no, let's do this. Over here. Do a command Y for me.
Because and
All right, what's going on? Looks like it's connected. See? I'm going to shape on it. Shape on it. It's supposed to shape though. See how that works? But this one isn't for some reason. I don't know why. So now we've got that shape.
maybe because it's not closed up. I don't know.
You can take a
Oh,
picture
there
of
it
it,
is.
Okay.
send it to yourself, like
So
an email.
then how do I close it down there?
Let's
And then that's what I did.
go and find where the
I drew
problem
my
is.
sketchbook
See that little gap?
and then
Ah,
I took a picture of
okay.
it.
So if you get
I
your
will use
the
that.
right selection tool, this is pretty advanced stuff.
like,
And you click one,
Thank you for.
and hold your shift key, click click on the second one, see how it's dark blue?
I get it.
Command J for join,
Command J.
now it's joined.
Okay.
Now let's do a command 0 to zoom back out. Let's trash those a little bit.
So like it's easier that way.
And we're gonna do the same thing here, we're gonna join these, get your direct selection tool.
Which is this
Next one, yep. Click on just the endpoint, hold your shift key, you don't have to drag it.
Oh, okay.
Now hold your shift key, and click on this one right here as well. So they're both dark blue, now Command J for join. Command J. There you go, so now you've got it joined, now Command Y and get back out of wireframe. It's confusing, isn't it?
Once you know everything though, it's not as good.
And now regular selection tool, because if you try to move anything with that direct selection tool, it's just gonna pull a point.
Okay.
Try it.
So what, say one time.
Try moving this shape.
It won't work.
See what it does?
Yeah.
We don't want that, Command Z. So every time you wanna move something, you gotta go back to that regular selection tool. Now you can move that shape back down. You gotta grab right on the stroke, because it doesn't have a fill. Grab right on the blue. There you go. And you can put that in front, so fill it with the different colors.
So how do you would go down here, right?
You can actually push that one with the arrow.
And then, okay.
Yep, and then you can fill that one with whatever color you want.
Yeah. Take breaks.
But one on top of the other is where I'm going. You don't have to have them perfectly separated.
So then how do you put that on top of that?
Well, fill this up first.
Okay.
Fill it with
The
color.
eyedropper, right?
We're gonna select it first
Mm-hmm.
with the regular selection tool.
Oh,
It's all right, you get used to it. Now we wanna make sure your fill is up front, which it is. Now you can use your eyedropper. On any color that you want. Nice, huh?
yeah, I like that. And
So
then
regular selection again.
regular selection.
Click on the star,
Star.
go object, arrange, bring to front.
Where,
Up here.
object. Alright.
Yep. So now it's up front. And then, I mean, you're good. You got a cool looking tree, you got a star.
Yeah, I just gotta put it back there.
Yeah.
How do I fix that?
What I might do is grab it. We'll go to our smooth tool possible. It's not doing a whole lot. So, I'm gonna zoom in. See what's going on.
That's
Shape
right.
it a little, maybe.
These ducks.
It's not gonna work, so I'm gonna have to pull that corner. I'm just gonna cross over a little bit.
So big.
Now you can do the shape.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a little bigger.
All right, you ready? Oh, how
sweet.
sweet.
How
You're wonderful.
How do I go back to the pattern?
Oh, it's not a pattern? Okay, so select the whole thing. All right, now go to object, pattern, me. And now you can adjust, you can do, try these different things, see if you like it.
I'm gonna see what they have.
All right, oh, that's beautiful. How do I back up? Command negative, negative, negative.
So we're about to go into the print lab and print some patterns. Does anybody have any other ones that they want to airdrop to me?
Can I?
Whew. If you can get it finished, sure.
At least this production.
How do I do this? How do I do this?
Can you help me with one more piece and then that's it? And then I can kind of come back in here. The face.
So, because I can't see, I'm gonna pull this face. Just off to the side.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, look, that doesn't.
That is well, but I gotta fill that in, I already see that.
And I would just use circles.
Oh, you can use circles?
Yeah, you go right here.
Oh,
Just
okay.
pull up And the head.
It's supposed to be.
Good, so let's get rid of these. I'm gonna grab this whole thing. Shape it.
This one, right?
Right? Left. Go left. Oh, there you go. Now roll over. Yeah, we're gonna roll over, we're not gonna click in. Oh, that's a solid shape. That's a solid shape. That is, and that is. What we want to do is want to tell it. Let's just shape. Let's just shape. Shape. Option, click for me. Option, hold it down. All right. Now. Color. You will be able to see. You can actually set any of those shapes now. Just select them first.
It's like saying,
No, I get you.
You get it? Yeah.
If it's not, if it doesn't know what to do, it can't open it.
exactly, exactly.
Are you okay, Mr.?
Yeah, I'm good, hon. Thank you. 800. Save. Angie. Does tell you.
How do you make this the same color as this one?
Just select the piece, use your eyedropper tool, and grab the color you want to make it.
Ah, there we go. How do I?
Selection tool. What do you want to move over the face?
Yeah.
Just grab the whole chunk with an invisible marquee over the whole thing. Regular selection tool.
And you can grab it and pull it to where you want it. I think so, yeah. Which classroom? No, somebody gave me that phone. It was found somewhere. Yeah. You can call security if you go to the FCC website. Call security and they'll come open the door. And they'll let you in there.
It won't let me. So you have like. Oh, wait, no, sorry.
No worries. All right, I'm trying to do a spaceship here and then we'll be ready. File, place.
Unless you want to draw. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, yeah.
Okay, their best friend is allowed. You get the law.
But here's the thing, if I ever eat something simple on the floor,
You
like
don't
why
have
do
to.
you wait?
You don't have to.
Do I say that or say?
For the export, make sure you've saved your Illustrator file first, and then we're gonna file export as. Huh?
Okay.
I don't remember. It is, yeah. But this is just for a test, so when you get ready, you can rename it.
There we go.
No, I would buy you. I'll buy you the call out.
Oh,
Or
really?
Charlotte.
it was saving in my cloud, right?
Oh, you just.
Um,
I'm missing some on the computer.
if you want to see it from home, yeah.
And then I, she said, yes, I do.
Okay.
It's a big ass.
I had, there we go, that's good. I got a few like, earlier, we started making a character. Yeah.
I gotta see that.
How do I send it to you?
I'm going to show you in just a second.
Is it something similar to?
Does he have to have like a background?
No, it's better if you don't have a background. I can add that.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
All right, this is not going to work.
No, I mean, the deck, you got your team deck.
Oh, yes, yes.
You were out from my game forward because this mission in that game was bullshit.
Miss Smith, I have to tell you, this is the best decision I've ever done in my life to join this club.
Oh, really?
Because now I can role play what I've been learning in class. Thank you for the
Excellent.
opportunity.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad you
And I'm
joined.
so glad that Kelani told me about it. You know, like she encouraged me to do it.
Oh, good. Yeah, you're gonna see her changing. She's already changed. It takes the quiet ones and it makes them. Look at Gabriel. He was a shy little thing the other day, not a month ago, and now he's like all in it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it. Good. I'm glad you're here. All right, Belle, I can't make this work right now.
Getting into games is just much harder than whatever. Like, if you have one thing to do, it's hard to do.
Let's try this
Oh, that is too cute.
Better?
Yes, thank you. Now, how do I move this over here though, so I can continue?
It does sound okay for him.
Well, me, I was first playing it, it didn't work. It didn't work.
And you
for
drag it.
multiplayer.
Oh, you click every piece of layers.
Well, the last one they
Ah,
were
okay.
pretty on multiplayer, I was playing on PlayStation.
You just gotta do the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the top.
I think for me, the game I bought
Okay.
is Stellaris.
So I wanna put it on top of this, so I can
I
move a
bought
little.
Like twice, and
Yeah.
Skyrim.
So do I just do the box and drag it forward?
Personally, I learned to play Stellaris, which is a game on PlayStation. It was, I spent over $200 on that game, and on PC, I spent over $400. But then, like, I got the base game, and then I got all the DLCs.
That's a good thing. Why Suki? Villa, why you like? You gotta let go of
Wait, I think it was like,
Oh,
they just,
your thing.
there we go.
I didn't know.
For me, on PlayStation 4 Stellaris, I had over 2,000 hours on it. And for PC, I am over 300 hours and adding up.
And then I don't know.
This is your shape. Right, your zone, put the color, the field, and the color of course. And then you shake out the colors.
I did so much work in it. I know. I feel yeah.
But you have to.
It got a little concerned when they took out cars.
Your airdrop is
Huh?
Your airdrop is
All of the cities were thinking already.
I didn't even say
Pretend like it's a memory.
Yes, so that's what I did.
Horror is fun, but you kind of print out and sit on
That's too much effort of mine. Have you ever,
Yes, I am so
I'm
tired.
really impressed to get this back. I'm really impressed to get it back. Yeah, but that one, me and my friend actually did it. We were supposed to bring it on VR, but the audience itself, so we did it in person. I'm not sure we got it yet, but then I'm gonna
All right, I'm about to shut this down, this recording anyway. We're gonna be moving into the print lab to finish up, so we'll catch you